Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vischa Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'm first of all very grateful to all of you for doing wonderful youth preaching. I heard from Krishna Mukund Prabhu how nicely so many projects are bringing good boys into the center, and some new things have become flourishing. The Ujjain project under his Krishna Prabhu and being done well by Anish Prabhu, Mridul Prabhu, and the Pandav Sena also, that has flourished so well. So 2 days back we had Pandav Sena program. Yesterday we had the program at UEC. So very nicely they are doing, very nice. And IET, who is doing IET? IET, no?
He went.
Okay, he went there. Okay. So Krishna Mukund told that in many of the colleges, the centers, 10 plus people are joining. Hardik Prabhu, 14, huh? 14 people. Which college? Medicaps, yeah, Medicaps. So nice. So, and NIT Bhopal, I heard the numbers are a little lesser, but then I think NIT Bhopal fruits can be counted after Utkarsha. So that way we should not really discount on them. So all of you are working very hard to please Srila Prabhupada bring many more to the lotus feet of his. So I'm sure Krishna will be so pleased with you all. This is a very, your service, I heard the bathroom below has become bigger now. So bathroom below had to be made bigger because most devotees are down. So upper people also come down for the staircase and all. So because you're all preaching, so numbers have expanded. Earlier, which was what that was kitchen, no? Kitchen area. Prasadam hall, kitchen, yeah. So may the family of Vaishnavas expand. So now, Prabhu, we have to increase the circle. Prabhu is getting hidden. Yes. Yes. So, Prem Avatar Prabhu, on maybe discussion with all of you, had told me that 2 topics. One is on common mistakes that we may do if while trying to guide others, guide in counseling. And another is common mistakes done in setting a good example in as a caregiver, as a caretaker. So, do you feel this is a good topic to take up? These are 2 topics, so today we'll take one and tomorrow another, tomorrow or day after, whatever, day after. So, of course, more comes out as discussions. So, how will you record discussions, Haribo? How will you record discussion?
It will catch the.
It will catch? Because then we can put it.
More will be yours.
Okay. So, as I was recalling in the session which I was giving downstairs about counseling only, I was giving there also. Importance of getting counselor. So there I was sharing that Param Pujya Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj told in the Sannyas Diksha ceremony of Param Puja Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaja that sannyas means to preach and preaching means to care. So you are all caring for devotees, caring for people. The world is today very dry. They are facing a lot of difficulty with the outside world. The world has become very troublesome actually. It's not what when I left, it was still somewhat peaceful. Now everywhere it's chaotic actually. Parents are troubled, job is troubled, everything, senses are also troubled only. So everyone is disturbed in the society. So if someone becomes at least available as a person who can give hope, faith, love, care, they need a person who carries hope. At least he's smiling. He does not, everyone is confused, everyone is troubled. So in this, actually, a very great role that we have to play is that we are positive hope givers in the life of people. So it is very important that we carry positive hope in our lives. And we have to not artificially do that, because when we practice Krishna consciousness, it's natural. But if we are not very happy in our Krishna consciousness, then it will reflect in the life of others also. So in the life of others, in the sense of guiding others. So it is very important that we keep our good relationship with superiors and equals. And let me clarify, I'm talking the topic of in setting personal example. So it is very important that we first of all see that how we need to be happy. If we have some concern in our life, it is properly addressed. We have bodily some basic fitness. We have mental happiness in relationships with other devotees. We are getting a time for sadhana. Also sometimes the counseling problems bog us up, and we become so disturbed that we can't do our personal sadhana properly. So one of the common mistakes done in guiding other devotees is that we get carried away in being a youth preacher only rather than being a practitioner. So living a practitioner's life regularly, daily, and sharing that practice. If we see our inspirations in life, we obviously we get inspired by only people who themselves are also very spiritually thirsty to do something. Like our spiritual masters and all, they are very deep in spiritual journey. Because of their spiritual journey, their love for their masters, we feel, I want love like that. I want to have such a deep journey in my life. So the greatest service we can do to others is that we are ourselves very deep, seekers of the truth. We are ourselves having great joy to love Krishna. And then we naturally share that. Then people also feel very connected to that. So in our own life is a search on. Search on means, because when we go through brahmacharya life, in the beginning, joining brahmacharya life itself is like kind of a mission. To get in is the mission. But as we go on, when it becomes like that is done, so then we have to see whether we are still seeking Krishna more and more. If we are seeking Krishna more and more, then we will be excited in our life more and more. Otherwise, that is officially done, morning program done. We don't have any quest in our life. Then when we go out to preach, then that is official actually. So we become official preachers. And that becomes where we derive strength from, that I am doing something. But actually the strength should come from that I am getting something inside. I am feeling excited about what today I heard, today I learned, or today what Krishna, even if it is revelation of Anartha also, it is exciting because Krishna is dealing with us. It is the dealing between Krishna and the Jiva that keeps him excited. Prabhupada writes in a, I'll show that purport. Prabhupada very beautifully writes. Jivasya Tattva Jigasa verse, no? First canto, second chapter. Very beautiful sentence he writes. See, he writes, seekers of the absolute truth are never allured by unnecessary engagements in sense gratification, because the serious students seeking the absolute truth are always overwhelmed with the work of researching the truth. So they are overwhelmed with the research work, So Brahman Charati iti Brahmachari, he is always in this Jivasya Tattva Jigyasa. So it is always a good practice to see that we are cultivating something in our life. Take some homework for oneself, that today, okay, this month I will work on my japa, now I will work on Western relationship, because then there is some research work going on, what I have to work upon, or take some target that I have to finish reading this book. Some external challenges, some internal challenges. And that keeps the life actually internally, on a personal note, becomes exciting. So then we can share excitement with others. Otherwise, the excitement may be more of passion rather than genuine joy. So this is one challenge which we face sometimes, because we are so much caught up in services. Sometimes this does not come so easy. So the service profile, the hats of our services like youth preacher, manager, that keeps us off from the role of being the seeker. Or somehow we can switch off that role. Actually, we should switch on that role in all situations. Like, we can seek the truth through relationships, even in doing these roles. It's not like we have to switch off. Like, if any devotee comes and meets us, we can think of why Krishna is doing this with me. So we can always be with Krishna. But we switch off many times and we are with only the jivas. So sometimes we get lost from the spiritual experience. So this is the first challenge we can discuss if devotees have something to share on this. Personally, I see that in my life I am excited by the hearing process from great souls, because they give always some good help to me to get some boost. Their realizations then put me in meditation. Plus, something or the other Krishna pushes me to think over in my life, and then I research through the Shastras for that, and that gives me a lot of juice. So the world goes on. Services like right now I am doing some service here, and that goes on. But that research work on some principle of Krishna consciousness, that keeps me in meditation and also reflecting on, based on that principle, in the light of that principle, how is my heart situated. So like that, we can. That is what is keeping me very excited. And there are devotees who are doing a lot of research work all the time. They're always excited. Moment to moment, they get realizations. I'm not so intense, but I'm at my level. Yes, Prabhu. Any discussions on this? Otherwise, we'll discuss another one. The personal seeker. Any? Okay, no questions. So we can go ahead. Yes, Prabhu.
Just a comment when devotee speaks about chanting, how to improve your one's chanting. And the next day I feel like, this day is going to be the best chanting.
Yes.
And I get juice that day.
Yes.
If I don't hear anything about chanting, then I don't feel the energy the next day to do chanting next day. So,
yeah. So the hearing and the reading process gives us the inner contemplation. And the quality of our hearing is also important for us. Sometimes, like I see, sometimes devotees become more caught up, even during the hearing process with the mobiles, then it does not help us to contemplate. If it is a contemplative reading, contemplative hearing, then one line can also trigger a lot of tattva jigyasa. But if it is not contemplative, it's more like, okay, when will it get finished? Then I have to do this, then I have to do that, then it does not sink in. So, thank you, Prabhu. So, regularly at least give some quality input, and then meditation. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Very powerful insight. We have to be eternal seeker, not just official. I was able to very much connect with them.
I don't think so. They can hear. You can't hear. So then how will the camera hear? You have to be loud enough. Otherwise, this mic will fail. Actually, I think we'll have to rotate.
जोर से बोल सब कुछ नहीं so थोड़ा जोर से बोल Prabhuji, I wanted to ask like how we can increase this component of internal seeker rather than just official like preaching in the way we have to repeat many times same thing. So like someone says like you can give device, so it feels device. So this feelings also comes. So apart from this, how we can like for our personal part, how can we can observe more in like Srimad Bhagavatam and other points?
Actually, he raised a very important point. Sometimes when we're giving the same topic again and again, we become monotone because we don't feel excited with the topic. Because now it's like just information for us. Actually, yesterday I had gone to Anish Prabhu, just before I went to UEC, he told that this is the boys' situation. Then I changed many things about what I will do there. So if we are dynamic in our thinking about what I am delivering, I have to see that the message goes to them. Then device giving is exciting actually. Actually, the modern world, boys are very, sometimes they cannot do internal contemplation on their own. Like when you are giving them lecture, they are sitting like a zombie, and then you don't know what happened actually at the end of the day. So we have to see that they are thinking. So you have to put them to thinking. You have to ask them questions, then they have to think only. So you have to probe them. So what did you think? And then challenge them. This is not perfect. So what is the real answer? Then everyone starts thinking, okay. So you have to make them think. So device is not a monotone. Think how to make God lively for them. People are not interested in God. They are thinking God ki zarurat hi kya hai. So before you give device that God exists, first you have to make God important to them. So actually, Krishna consciousness preaching is always a lively task. Like you have seen sometimes in book distribution also, people are just showing book, But you think this jiva, what I should, please Paramatma help me to speak the right words so that the jiva feels excited about you, So everything is very exciting. So if we take that way preaching, it will be very exciting, You have to think whether the jiva, like now yesterday I had to immediately remember names also, so many names, Khatak, 17, 18 boys' names I have to remember. So it was my memory test, So it's exciting, to remember names. Remember names, to see what I can appreciate about them. See, when you are sitting with an audience, you are not just sitting as like you want to see them feel Krishna conscious also, not just think about the subject. That means they should feel enlivened by your talks. They should not just feel enlightened by your talks. So, if the way you deal with them in that situation, you appreciate, so you have come in time. Someone, like I was yesterday, he told me that they are very disciplined in there. They like disciplines. Who like discipline these days, So I said, you are rare people, So you tell them you are rare people, you like discipline, then they feel happy, So always try to know some good things about the audience. So device giving is not like, just the content actually. And the content itself also has a lot of excitement. How to deliver it in a nice way, So we can tinker a little here, there also to see that it remains properly, exciting for the people to connect, When Srila Prabhupada will talk to a businessman, he will talk in business language. When he will talk to doctors, he will talk in doctor language. Have you read, how many of you have read Prabhupada these speaks outs? Prabhupada speaks out is very important for all of us as youth preachers. See, there is one book, Modern Problems, Vedic Perspectives. Modern problem, modern, ये नया निकाला है उन्होंने, modern something, Vedic Perspectives. And, है ना? Second is Hare Krishna Challenge book. And then Beyond Illusion and Doubt. These books, perfect question, perfect answer. Actually, we should digest them. How Prabhupada speaks, very powerfully he speaks actually. His argumenting styles are very powerful. So then you will understand that actually device giving is an exciting task actually. How to speak a question, put a question to them. What question you can ask them so that they will be put to thinking. Like what I caught from yesterday's Anish Prabhu's discussion with me is that they are more culturally catching Krishna consciousness, but not rationally catching Krishna. Then I had to put the whole discussion in that direction. So we have to learn the science of Krishna consciousness in such a way that we can dynamically present it according to the need of the audience. The more we take it with the, if we know like what to speak, that is one thing, but why to speak this point now and why not later, everything if you know, then you can dexterously maneuver the thing according to the need of the hour. So we should try to learn the science of sharing Krishna. Then it will be exciting. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just like you told, we should be able to dynamically handle. So, like we are going for some program, there is no one to tell about the audience. Like we are going to start some program in some college. So could you like tell us some tips by initial 1, 2, 3 questions we can judge that how we should present?
Actually, huge college audience is like you are on the stage and they are like in the and like they're just spectator syndrome is more they're just seeing. It's not so easy to take the whole audience with you in a large crowd actually, large. Sometimes you can speak a very powerful story, immediately they get glued, because something exciting and your personal life experience or something, or some exciting story you tell and everyone gets glued. Philosophy is not immediate, first love, so like in Bhakti, what is it called? Bhakti Vriksha system. They have discover, understand, apply. So they tell some principle, some story or something, and then from there you have to understand what is going on, and then you apply. So like that, if you tell some story, it is a nice icebreaker. There are many nice icebreakers given. Of course, that is related to preaching related things. He also asked the question which is more related to preaching. We can discuss on that surely. So there are many ways we can do ice breaking with the audience. But usually with big college audience, it's not easy to make them interact during that forum. It's not that easy. You want to, but then it's just impossible. Maybe you can have a raise of hand kind of thing. Some things which are like everyone's, how many of you? So everyone raises hand, or you make them speak something. So that way you keep them excited in some way, but it's not so easy. You can crack some joke, you can take some tips from those who are doing all this. I'm not such a joking person. I'm more like, I speak to the point. So, yes,
When we crack the joke and people do not laugh, it's a very exhilarating.
You can take tips from our Bhajan Prabhu. He is talking to such elite class people, police people, IAS people, all types of high-fi people actually. I don't know how to stand before them also. Hare Krishna, bye-bye. He is expert. I think he can give that seminar to all of you. How to present powerfully, you speak, Prabhuji, one time.
How to present?
Powerfully, excitingly, in front of the audience, which is like large public or something. Actually, boys are still little more exciting. I think police वाला तो बेटा ही होता होगा थक के हार के आया है बेचारा, बहुत पिट के आया है.
Sometimes I also get a very bored audience. It's very difficult to maintain my enthusiasm.
है ना? इतना बोर हो एक्चुअली द पीपल एज दे ग्रो इन लाइफ नो लाइक वो माया देवी से घर पे भी पिट रहा है और ऑफिस में भी पिट रहा है, उसके बाद उसका तो अभी लेक्चर में भी पिटने वाला है ना, तो सो दे आर रियली ही नीड्स टू बी पावरफुल होप गिवर नो, सो ही इज क्रिएटिंग होप इन देयर लाइफ. You can ask him how is he waking up the sleeping souls there, you know. So you can ask him more. ठीक है.
They need to show that they are great. They want also, but sometimes they are in the post now. They cannot much laugh and like normal interaction with the boys. Usually they are follow.
I know that if I ask them to raise hand, no one will raise hand. So I have to ask the question in which I am expecting that no one will raise hand. Getting the point?
समझ गया.
I know that the answer will be that no one will raise hand. So I have to put the question in such a way that no one should raise hand.
Because if you ask the question where they have to raise hand and they don't raise hand, then the question goes off. It goes reverse. Oh Krishna. See Prabhu is dealing with a really tough audience. You can.
इसको लगता है कि मैंने बोला गलत होता है. हाथ उठाइए. एक व्यक्ति ने हाथ नहीं उठाया. पूछ लूँगा किसको लगता है सही हूँ तब भी कोई नहीं उठाया.
See how thoughtful he is, huh? नाक कट जाएगी. और फिर उसके बाद चेंज भी नहीं कर सकते ना. See once you ask the wrong way, then you can't change the gear because you already asked, you know. So of course Prabhu is dealing with the toughest audience. I don't think so. Boys are so unreciprocative. No? Boys are quite reciprocative, and if you put them on the, but this big audience, big college, like I once recently went to Bhagnagar. I went to a school. My God, 1100 students sitting in front of me. अब क्या पूछ सकते हो भैया उनसे, क्या 1100 students, you know. You can only talk more and make them laugh in between somewhat, you know. So, but they were pin drop silence actually. There was a very disciplined school actually. 11th class students, pin drop silence, hearing. Not that they were not hearing, they were with their phone. They were hearing actually. Half an hour का ही था talk. They were hearing and at the end they came also and said, सर आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला. मुझे लगा ये बहुत सात्विक स्कूल है. ऐसे पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंस लगा के बैठे हो. मनुष्य नाम सहस्त्रशु है ये बोलो. So ऐसा कभी मिलता नहीं है ज़्यादा. Yes Prabhu. So point is if we are excited in our life, then as he asked also now, we should be excited about the topic also we are speaking. If we are not excited, sometimes in our voice syllabus, we have topics with the jiva the preacher does not know why he is giving. He knows that this syllabus has to get covered, because उससे उसको कर्ष में लाना है, इसलिए टॉपिक बोलना होता है ना. उसको पता ही नहीं कि वो बोलने का है, तो फिर एक्साइटमेंट ही नहीं आता है ना. You don't feel excited about the topic. We feel the need, why the jiva needs this. Then you will feel excited to speak it, and you will speak it with heart. So you feel excited about the topic first, then you make them excited. When you can't make them excited about, you're not excited about, Hota hai na, bro? So if you don't know some topic, why you are doing that topic, then you can ask some other devotee, Prabhuji, ye topic dena kyon? Why this person needs this topic? It looks like this topic, राधा शंपू ने बोला है इसलिए ये टॉपिक बोलने से कुछ उद्धार हो जाता होगा उसका. लेकिन इस जीवा के अंदर क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जिसके लिए ये देना चाहिए, या उसके अंदर क्या now what increment we want to do in his bhakti life. So it should be very clear, very, very clear to us. Then we'll speak with a lot of excitement actually. Yes, Prabhu.
Generally, the excitement comes when a person is really able to relate to it.
Yeah.
So, like one of the good practices which are like the preachers should do, that they should always see from the audience point of view. They should create their virtual image among the audience. वैसे मैं पुलिस वाले से डील करता हूँ तो मैं भी एक पुलिस वाला बनकर उनके बीच में बैठ करके बात करता हूँ. कैदियों के बीच में जाता हूँ तो मैं भी अपने आप को एक कैदी मान कर उनके बीच में एक वर्चुअल इमेज सेट करता हूँ ताकि मैं मेरे मुख से फिर वही निकलेगा जो कैदी सुनना चाहता है, वो निकलेगा तो पुलिस सुनना चाहता है. उससे क्या होता है कि नहीं कनेक्टिविटी बहुत अच्छे से बैठ जाती है. नहीं तो पावरफुल से पावरफुल एग्जांपल में अगर रॉन्ग ऑडियंस को दूंगा ना तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. तो स्टूडेंट के केस में भी बहुत
empathize.
Yeah.
You get into their shoes and see what life is going on, what life is. So, see, Prabhu is realize, आप इधर आ जाओ. So in trying to keep excited our life, one of the most important practices is our morning program. So our morning program with devotees at the temple is also very important. And we should keep some balance. Sometimes devotees spend all the time at voice only, voice or BSc, whatever you call it. So that's not good, because then we may get covered over in our own practices. Of course, it's not like 0-1, it depends on the individual also. But Radhashampur prescribes to us that 15 days at least you should stay of a month at the temple. And at the voice when we are doing, then especially there is a lot of tendency to see what the boys, how the boys are chanting, especially chanting time. So our quality of chanting should not get too much impeded by that. So that is one of the challenges which usually preachers face in setting personal example. If you are absorbed, I have seen Radheshyam Prabhu, he just sits Hare Krishna, bas, 2 घंटे के बाद उठते हैं. If some boy is little loudly chanting Hare Krishna, he will tell one boy, usko thoda shant karo. Bhagi time, nothing. 2 hours means me and Krishna. Not that I am talking, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So, actually, even if you have to wake up a boy, we can chant one round, then open our eyes and see if the boy is sleeping, wake him up and then keep absorbed. Hare Krishna. ऐसा नहीं कि पूरे टाइम देख रहे हैं इसका तो आ रहा है. We don't have to worry so much. We know, he knows. It's not like first time he is knowing about. If you wake him up 2 times, you can set a rule. आपको तीसरी बार उठाएगा मतलब उठने का है. You don't have to. सोता ही रहता है. Then chanting, अरे ये सोता ही रहता है. तो अपना chanting चला जाता है ना. Keep a peaceful mind for chanting. Have your own space for your sacred space for bhakti. And it gives a lot of joy for the others also. Actually, boys want absorbed chanters. I face challenges in chanting of Vata in this. In the morning hours I get Vata. Then I have to stand and chant or walk and chant. But at least I should chant with focus in my life. God knows what other fellows are thinking, but I should be chanting with desire to get Krishna in my life. Oh Radharani, oh Krishna, please engage me in your seva. So that way, am I chanting or not in the voices or here? So that is very important. How much our upadhis, our roles take over, then chanting becomes very superficial. And it is all the more very, as we go on, because we are going on and on every day, So it's not easy to keep that excitement unless, as Prabhuji said, we hear regularly and feel japa, theek hona chahiye, acha hona chahiye. So japa, hearing process, reading process, they are very, very vital. They are lifelines. So all 3 of them should be going well. And then we can expect that. So this is the sadhana part. And in the relationships, we should see, are we getting some time to be without just a seva profile role with our equals and seniors, where we can talk Krishna consciousness. Some time at least. Not like we have a lot of time. Maybe we have sometimes, it's great. Sometimes we have camps also, like that. But we should have some time where we can just share our Krishna consciousness or hear Krishna consciousness. So Radhashampur has told us to do reading circles. It gives a lot of help like that. Because we read also Prabhupada. And then on that basis also we can discuss something Krishna conscious. So reading circles, many of us do online. Like now in Pune, Revati Vatipu is there. But we have Sadayugu, Premarinam Prabhu, Sundar Chaitanya Prabhu, Lalit Madhav Prabhu. They are all in different temples across India. But they all come together once a week and we read Chaitanya Charitamrita together. Chaitanya Charitamrita is a lot of Iskcon type life only, So we read Chaitanya Charitamrita and then devotees share their realizations. So that way it goes very sweet. It becomes practical also. We hear each other's realizations and also it goes nice to read Srila Prabhupada books properly. So Krishna-centric, sweet relationships. So if they are happening, that's wonderful. This challenge sometimes comes as we become preachers and we are giving more and more time to juniors but not having time for genuine equal Sangha and also genuine senior Sangha also. Sometimes with senior also we have only time for service related discussion. But can we talk about our personal needs? Not that we have to cry always about our problems. It can be also the joys of life. It can also be, joys means like, Prabhu, today when I went to a book distribution, I met this one man, and he was like this. Yeah. So you all must be getting some nice experiences, no? So actually, just like a child is coming to a mother and saying, "Mommy, aaj pata kya hua school mein?" There should be some time off the hats, just to be for hearing the other persons, like that. Okay, any challenges on that? Any point?
2 questions.
Yeah.
First is Prabhuji that seniors and teachers, they are going through voices and so general tendency is that we aren't showing them, or we aren't as much seeker as we are supposed to be, but we expect from juniors or the students that they have to be very elevated and inquisitive students. Sometimes we are not playing our part, but we expect them to do so. How to do that?
Yeah, so that's why I'm not talking about the juniors, I'm talking about ourselves only. I'm talking about example setting only. Actually, we don't have to show by example, we have to be an example. Because sometimes we show by example, we become show only, So we do whatever is right thing for our life, and it sets an example for others as a byproduct. When we have to show by example, like sometimes when boys come to the through the temple, that time only we jump very high, So we are not jumping for them, we are jumping for Radha Krishna. So like that, sometimes we show by example. But let us be an example. Let us live the right idea of life. So forget about the juniors, what you are sharing as an inquisitive soul. So like when you sit with the devotees, like now I got some quality time with His Grace Arunaksh Prabhu. So to ask him some pertinent questions that will help me to grow in Krishna. I asked about Maharaja, I asked about, like any, he did not give me details actually. I wanted to hear more and more about what all Maharaj has given tips on, different services and all. But, I could catch one deep thing from him is that, there is something very sweet in Bhakti, this love for the Guru, which I have not got till now. And he has got a lot of feelings of separation from the Master. So, just by being with a great Vaishnava, you can feel, कुछ हिलने लगता है अपना, कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा कब तक चलेगा, So be with great souls, yourself, and even not great souls actually, like in Pune, I don't know how many of you know him, Manmohan Shampu, So one time I was sitting beside him in Prasadam. He happens to be from 2009 batch, I am from 2007 batch, but no problem. I asked him, Prabhu, how are you so, how don't you, how you don't find any fault in others? Adosh Darshi kaise ho? You see me doing fault, still you don't find fault. How do you do this? Please tell me. He is really santushta, So you can ask even, just equals a senior, juniors a little, what they are good at, why they are, how they are able to do it. Because they are experts on it. And then we can get some clues about life, how to live life like that. So, when you are having prasadam, we can have a good excited time like that, What he is relishing, how is he relishing. Sometimes we can discuss Bhagavatam class. Sometimes we can revise the Bhagavatam, like, someone gave a nice Bhagavatam, and today he spoke like this. And sometimes we can discuss the practicality of the Bhagavatam in our life. So like that we can have a lot of good Guyama Khyati Prichati style discussions. It may not be, that he, like, I had not gone for one class of Param Puja Radhanath Maharaj, I was elsewhere. So when I came back, I got 2 juniors, Hari Bol, now you both downpour the class. And then they were contemplating what, they were also, so then they shared whatever they could remember. So like that actually make the prasadam time or make any quality discussions happen where we are coming together. That's very good for our bhakti life. Radhashambhu, whenever he misses Bhagavatam and comes after the Bhagavatam, like he goes to a voice, then he comes back immediately. When I go and ask him some question, okay, first tell me some points from the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So like that, we can ask questions. It's not like he's asking me because I'm senior to him, but he's asking because I have heard the Bhagavatam. So yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, question. That see, like tomorrow is only Nirjala Ekadasi. So like one concept we hear that one should not display one's sadhana. One should keep one's sadhana like for oneself.
Gopni.
Gopni, yeah. But then again, like tomorrow, everyone will ask, आपने कितना माला जप किया? तो अभी बताते हैं तो वो प्रिंसिपल ब्रेक होता है, और नहीं बताते हैं तो व्यक्ति बोलता है, सोचता है कि बता ही नहीं रहे।
तो मुझे तो ज़्यादा इसमें प्रॉब्लम होता ही नहीं, क्योंकि मेरा कुछ ऐसा बहुत एक्साइटिंग नंबर होता नहीं। बता भी दिया तो ठीक है, बता देता हूँ। ऐसा कुछ मेरा गोपनीय है नहीं है। आप लोगों को कुछ द्वंद्व होता होगा, बहुत ज़्यादा माला करते हो, 100 108 कुछ कर लेते हो भैया। मेरा तो 64 हो जाए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है ना। मैं तो 64 पे जाके विराम दे के पढ़ाई कर लूँगा फिर उसके बाद।
Not only in this aspect, like suppose someone is a very good reader, so if he says that I have read 3 times Srimad Bhagavatam, it generally gives inspiration to others. But at the same time, if he says that, he may also think that I am saying that I have read 3 times Bhagavatam, that means I am displaying my sadhana. So like it's against the principle. So what is the right understanding behind this?
I'm quite uncultured on this gopniyata. Maybe if someone is practicing gopniyata, he can give better. No, I am more or less like bindas. If I get some sadhana, I will tell Haribol kuch sadhana kar raha hu main. No, I don't have any great sadhana like your 3 times Bhagavatam or no. I am doing my sadhana, but I am not doing such great sadhana. 108 mala, 2 baje utna, this type thing. So someone has गोपनीय है ना, सॉरी वो बोलेगा ही नहीं वो। ये तो गलत क्वेश्चन हो गया। See, I asked the wrong question. हाँ नहीं, उस पर पता नहीं, भूल गए वो क्वेश्चन, भूल गए है ना। लेकिन ये गोपनीयता का तो पता नहीं मुझे। I never done any गोपनीय stuff. But yeah, there is some prescriptions in the Shastras about keeping our sadhana personal, private. So, at least it should not be boastful. We should not be boasting. But I don't.
Inspiring others, like you can make target and fixed target. Generally, we should do this.
Yeah.
Group में अभी इतना आज करने वाले हैं, इतना target ले रहे हैं, 84, 64. Is it okay, na?
Yeah. At least I would, if you honestly ask me, I will say better I tell जीवन प्रभु कल मैं 64 करने का सोच रहा हूँ. That way I will be reporting, and उसकी वजह से कुछ बेशर्म हो के मतलब थोड़ा शर्म आएगी, यार उसको बोला है, कमिट किया तो इसलिए 64 करूँगा, तो that way I will better be little more vocal about it than keeping गोपनीय कि कुछ तो करूँगा मैं।
गोपनीय के चक्कर में तो सो रहे क्या
So I am on that side, bro. I am not on the other side where इतना चल रहा है कि भाई बोले क्या बोले, किसको बोले, क्यों नहीं बोले भी मत। So ऐसे। Yes, Prabhu. You had something to say? Okay, no problem. So devotees can think of how they can spend quality time with equals also. Like in Pune now, one good culture has started is of going for bus party together with equals actually. You have bus party now, bro? They can go also sometime?
Yeah, we request many times.
Actually, Maharaj personally also sets that example. His own is Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj. So, it's a very good thing. See, we are preachers. We should not be Vyasasan's preachers only. When you go out in the bus party and all, you find new people. It's a different. How many of you do book distribution when you go in the trains? Okay. So, in train, at least we should do. You go from here to Indore or Bhopal on train? Train, na? So, you should carry. Actually, I do Prem Sankirtan there. Prem Sankirtan, you understand? Prem Sankirtan? Free distribution. कितने का है? आप ही के लिए, भगवान का प्रेम है। छोटी बुक्स ही ले जाता हूँ, because I am traveling a lot. तो छोटी बुक्स ले जाता हूँ. And then he gives whatever donation. Usually I collect more than what the book is for.
छोटी बुक्स में अच्छा हो जाएगा.
So you go bogie to bogie, खड़ा.
Learn all this from Sundarshan Guru.
Yeah.
From Warangal to Hyderabad. That time itself.
It's very exciting. As preachers, we should have such excitements in life. Different people you get to meet, Unka alag, you get to see their mentalities, and it's a very exciting life. Otherwise, lecture bore ho jaoge. So book distribution and Harinam Sankirtan, these two experiences, we can go together also. And whenever you are going to voices and on BSCs, you can do that actually. In fact, you should keep some kind of idea on the Ramprabhu. When you're traveling, you should carry these books. Score announce karo. Idhar jab ye meeting संघ कब कितना regularly होता है?
Exact frequency is not.
अच्छा कुछ ऐसा है नहीं frequency. Well, I was thinking if you meet together, then you announce also maybe. हमारे डिवोटी तो ज़्यादातर इनसाइड ही जाते हैं ना पुणे में, तो उसको ज़्यादा ऐसा रेगुलर मौका नहीं मिलता. लेकिन यू आर गोइंग टू इंदौर एंड भोपाल, सो यू मे गेट a chance. So this is book distribution is a good activity to do, and bus party is a good thing also. Once in a year at least. What do you say? Once in a semester or once in a year, we can plan when boys are busy with their lives. We can go out also do some masti. It's a very great masti. Huh?
Marathon everyone goes.
Marathon, you go on what? Bus party, huh?
Bus also, signals also, 1-to-1, whatever possible.
Marathon time is one. Marathon time तो राधे श्यामपू ने लेटर लिखा हुआ है. You are no more voice preachers. You are book distributors now. Close your voices. Put tala, no? Put tala. Also, we should spend time doing some menial service. Next point is about doing menial services actually. Like when we come to the temple, Radha Shampu wants us to be not taking, unless of course the management expects that. Management may be expecting some responsibilities also, but in case management is not giving any responsibility, does not mean that we can live like aram se thoda, actually we should look for every day I'll serve prasadam, I'll do some deity worship if possible. I can do, if someone says I'm not Brahman Dikshit, backup कौन करता है? Brahman?
नहीं बैकअप नॉन
हाँ तो Brahman, non-Brahman backup कर सकते हैं. Prabhupada dressing? Non-Brahman. So Prabhupada dressing. In our temple, all youth preachers do either Prabhupada dressing or Jai Vijay dressing, Garuda dressing. So we should think of how, actually Raj Shampu said, if you are youth preachers thinking that I am delivering the world but you don't feel anything for the deities, you are in Maya only, Vajendra Kishore will look very happy with this because he is daily worshipping the Lordships. Today he had to feel separation from them, because his muscle has got stiff. But the point is, we should relate to deities and the temple devotees, stretch for the deities also, sometimes stretch for the devotees' needs in the temple. Then the temple dynamics of ours will be like we feel this as home. See, घर पे कुछ संकट आता है तो business पे भी नहीं जाता आदमी, So we should also connect to the temple situations. Sometimes preachers become disconnected from the temple. And then when the boys are needed for temple services, they don't feel any compassion also for the temple. Like boys are being brought to the ashram and then they say, we want to take them back for preaching only, So I don't know what dynamics comes here, but at least I am sharing the principle that youth preachers should have a sense of connect here where they feel for the anxieties of the temple. They relate to temple devotees. And they should also take temple devotees to the voice. Not that they are only going. They should take temple devotees. Their friends in the temple, they can take them. Actually, temple devotees, when they go to the voice, they feel happy to preach. Once in a while, they get to preach also. And we also get a friend, and he loves to appreciate you. And your juniors will like to see you appreciate. They will be happy to hear your appreciation. You will be properly appreciated by him also. And you also get to glorify, and they get to see a family culture. When they come here, then they will get to meet them also. So like that we can take some, and you have some senior Vaishnavas. I don't know whether those senior Vaishnavas are ready to go or not. Very senior Vaishnavas. They are ready to come sometime? Rarely. पूछा है कभी? मानते नहीं? Yeah. No, whatever. But sometimes we can bring the boys and they can speak. Let them know this beautiful family. We are here sheltered in that family. So sometimes, allowing the boys to hear. Actually, we should know that I am vulnerable, I can fall down also. Boys should know many devotees actually. Some other voice preachers, voice word use karo, BSc preachers, jo bhi bolte. I have preachers and some temple devotees, who you feel very loving trust with also. Tomorrow that boy feels like suppose we spoke something, he became upset with us, we really, somehow their faith gets damaged or he feels आपका nature अलग है प्रभु जी, no problem. हरी बोल, बहुत सारे और भक्त आपको पता है ना, पकड़ लो किसी का भी पल्लू, मेरा क्या पकड़ के बैठे हो. We should feel very happy, Actually, till he is taking shelter of Vaishnavas, we should not feel troubled. कि मेरा क्यों नहीं ले रहा. We are happy because he is sheltered. No? So like that, if we don't introduce other people, then many boys, when they face these troubles, then they go away only. आप नहीं तो कोई नहीं तो भाई चले हम माया की तरफ. So at least he will come and report, प्रभु जी ने ऐसा बोला, मेरे को बहुत दुख हुआ, तो वो बोलेगा उसको, तो वो भी उसको सांत्वना देगा, कुछ नहीं, कभी कभी होता है, वो पैचअप कर देगा रिश्ते को. So ऐसे we should introduce to other preachers and we should do services to other devotees. Recently I was at Pune temple and I had to go to a voice. I had to go to a voice in the morning at 4:15. I had to catch a cab and go. So I had actually the DT department was suffering from a wake up, सुबह होता है wake up सेवा, तो कोई था नहीं उसके लिए. तो मैं सुबह जल्दी उठ जाता हूँ, तो उसके लिए मेरे को अप्रोच किया उन्होंने कि है क्या आप, तो मैंने बोला सॉरी प्रभु जी मैं जा रहा हूँ वॉइस जा रहा हूँ. बोले कोई बात नहीं मैं देख लूँगा. देन जस्ट बिफोर स्लीपिंग आई कॉट द DT मैनेजर दैट प्रभु की क्या हुआ, कोई मिला क्या. प्रभु जी एक ही वक्त मिला है हमारे, वो 3 DTs हैं हमारे, तो एक ही वक्त मिला. मैंने वो कैसे होगा एक ही वक्त में. देन आई सेड ओके आई विल कम फॉर द सेवा बट आई विल गो एट 4:25. By that time मंगल आरती ड्यूटी कम, then he can do the further thing. इधर मंगल आरती के लिए भी कोई नहीं है. मैंने बोला अरे रात को 9:30 बजे कोई नहीं है और सुबह चाहिए तुम्हारे को, कहाँ से निकाल के देखता हूँ प्रभु जी कोई. Then I said अरे my room जुगल कृष्णपू is sitting, he can maybe get. So he had already slept. I said प्रभु जी कल DT मंगल आरती सेवा आपका. अरे I was praying to Jagannath if he can give me सेवा. I said, very good. So, and DT manager became very happy, very bold. Thank you, Prabhu, you solved my problem. So, see, if I go 15 minutes late to the voice, is something getting lost. But our center of the life is the DTs. Their service should not be hampered. Like this, we should see that we are not compartmentalized or departmentalized in our life. That I am only voice preacher, मुझे छुओ मत, youth preacher हूँ मैं, We should see kitchen mein sometimes needs are there. I heard that you are all actively going to serve in the Iskcon Yatra and the Rath Yatras. Today lot of meetings happened, no? Jai. So I don't know whether these problems exist here or not. I am sharing principles which sometimes get lost because Prabhuji said some common problems. So common means, I don't know whether they're common here or not, but they're globally common. Locally it may be uncommon maybe. You face sometimes this? Sometime. Very balanced. They make us excited.
Very much focused on.
Yeah.
He himself does.
Oh, Maharaja himself is the greatest example actually. Yeah.
2 days ago there was a group of Matajis who had come for camp. They had come for darshan and taking Mahaprasad. They themselves were serving. So Maharaj came and he spread mats for them. Maharaj was serving them.
Maharaj melts the hearts of people with his genuine Vaishnavism in all aspects, कल वो लेक्चर दे रहे थे उधर, ये इसके चैतन्य चंपू के आए थे ना डिवोटी, तो बोले आप कितने माला कर रहे हैं, तो माता बोले 7 कर रहे हैं. 7 क्यों कर रहे हैं, 16 क्यों नहीं करते. आज से करूँगी, आपने बोल दिया तो आज से जरूर करूँगी, है ना. तो मैंने बोला अरे वाह, आज से एकदम से एक बार बोला महाराज ने तो तुरंत पकड़ लिया, है ना. वैसे महाराज ने 3-4 को 16 करा दिया कभी, और एक तो 0 पे था, आज 16 कर रहा था. वो क्या बोले महाराज बोले आप जब तक पुणे मतलब जब तक उज्जैन में है, धाम में हैं, यहाँ तो 16 करिए ना, तो बाद में होए ना होए कोई बात नहीं, यहाँ पे 16 करिए। तो वो पहले कमिट क्या करी थी, 2-3 माला के लिए कर रही थी माता, तो बोले यहाँ 16 करिए, बाद में जितना होगा होगा, चिंता मत करिए ना, कम भी होगा कोई बात नहीं ना, ऐसा बोल के फिर मैंने क्लैरिफाई किया, महाराज वो ना सोच रही थी कि आप लंबे समय का कमिटमेंट पूछ रहे हैं। हाँ तो बाद में भी 16 करेगी कम क्यों करने का। मैंने अरे पकड़ लिया महाराज। तो महाराज बहुत एक्सपर्ट है एक्चुअली, उनका प्योरिटी भी बहुत ज़बरदस्त है। वो इतना ही नहीं बोले कि खुद करो, बोले गोल ये नहीं कि तो आप 16 माला करो, गोल ये है कि आप सबको 16 माला कराओ दुनिया में। मैंने ये तो 0 राउंडर को 16 माला प्रीचर बना देना। तो महाराज प्रचार में भी उस आदर्श स्थापित करते हैं और सेवा वगैरह, अब इज एग्जाम्पलरी एक्चुअली। सो आर menial services like toilet bathroom cleaning, of course according to your health situation, or prasadam serving, or DT services. Some menial services to Vaishnavas and DTs is good for Krishna conscious health, otherwise upadhis take over our existence where we are managers or preachers. So then our chanting will not be so simple because we are not able to relish sarva upadhi vinirmuktam life, you know. So some regular sarva upadhi vinirmuktam sevas. Book distribution is also like hand to hand kind of stuff, and Hari Nam Sankirtan, Hare Krishna, Hare. So you just leave your upadhis out, you know, and then you are just as one of the Sankirtan persons. So these things we should regularly do in our life. How often we go for Sankirtan, Prabhu?
We like to tell you that they are going.
Acha?
Because of the cancer.
Okay, that way. Yeah. No, they are going means who is going?
Everyone is invited to go forward.
Oh, not like that. I am saying the youth preachers, how often they go.
Actually, once we schedule once a week, that was every Thursday. But then somehow it got discontinued. It was like continued for more than 6 months.
Now Rajasthan in Pune, he has started every day Sankirtan. 7 to 7:30, evening PDCs go for 6 to 7. So devotees can go in morning or evening. I mean, he has not made it compulsory, but he has told many of us many times that we should all go. So I relish to go whenever, I don't have DT worship that time, so I go for that. So it's good practice to go. थोड़ा हवा खाने को मिलता है, वॉकिंग हो जाता है, व्यायाम वगैरह करते हो उसकी जगह यही कर लो ना, So हरि नाम भी है, वो भी है. So you can see what is workable, but if you can go here, there are a lot of societies also, na? You are in the midst of lot of big societies, right? These are very posh place, no? Huh? If you go for Harinam, people will feel some Vishnu Dutas have descended from the spiritual sky. So Harinam Sankirtan, book distribution can be done. Any questions on that? Menial service. Any question? Okay. So another feature of dealing with the boys and setting personal example is we should not try to hide our mistakes, and we should not speak unnecessarily also our mistakes to the boys. Sometimes we hide our mistakes, like say some brahmachari is feeling sleepy in the japa. So if some boy wakes him up, of course, first of all, though many boys come to me and say, Prabhuji, how to tell the brahmachari? I think brahmachari has to be self-sensitive only. Boys must be feeling very difficult to tell also that we are feeling sleepy. So we have to see if you are feeling sleepy, get up only, But they feel very, struggle in Prabhuji, अपराध होता है, देखते हैं सो रहे हैं. और कभी-कभी जब वो उठता है ना, दूसरे को सोते देखता तो जोर से उठाता है, और खुद सो जाता है फिर से. वो दूसरों को उठाने में बहुत उत्साही होता है, और ऐसे सोते रहोगे तो कैसे चलेगा, वो खुद सो जाता है फिर. वो बिल्कुल परेशान हो जाते बच्चे. कुछ तो तालमेल होना चाहिए, So especially for these kind of practices, we should be very honest in the struggles. We can share also. Today I felt a little sleepy in japa and all that. We can share that. But it is not like, if someone tells, say he tells, his lust problem, then you start telling your lust problem, So, on the positive artha pravritti things, if you share your struggles, it's okay. On the anartha nivritti, like how Radheshampu tells, we should say is that, if someone says about lust problem, you can tell that, except Narayan Rishi, everyone faces the problem of lust. No one is beyond lust. So we should know that lust exists, and so that way he gets some solace also. Not that, Prabhuji, what you are saying? I am facing more lust than you, Prabhu. No? So then you say, really, Prabhuji? No? Actually, boys, they can share something about their problem, but we should not try to acknowledge it in our life in a way which makes that other person become bewildered actually. Yeah, we can share it in ways which is easy for them to understand actually. Like if someone, he can also say, everyone in the beginning faces these problems, so you don't worry. So encouraging, but not getting into personal deprecating statements. Right? अपना केस स्टडी, मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ था, मैं ऐसे किया था, वैसे किया था. Sometimes we may share also our personal examples, but it should be done with great care that it does not lead to a lack of respect, proper respect, which is right now due for you as a preacher. Not that we become hypocritical. We are not trying to hide things, but we are not trying to say something which is not going to help in the seva that we have. So sometimes we share problems of ours with juniors, and they become little disrespectful about the dealings actually. So it's not good. That's not the way to solve. We may think we are very frank, Prabhuji, I don't hide anything. That does not work. Yeah. And also when they share dirt and all, we should not take too much of it also. Today's dirt is very, very dangerous actually. They may tell a lot of details. Prabhuji, kya hua tha, So we should say, Prabhuji, problem ka pointer batao, bullet point, Because if he tells all the storyline, you will get bewildered only. And after that, counselor sometimes gets bad dreams, he gets troubled, Yeah. He says, Prabhuji, now I need counseling, मेरा आश्रम भी चक्कर में आ गया अभी, इसके बोलने से. Because, see, when person tells something, then the tendency of the mind is to fluff it up and think more than what he has told also actually. So better not hear all the garbage. You tell Prabhuji, क्या हुआ था, ये इतना सा बताओ, पॉइंट बताओ, सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स कर चुके होगा, ठीक है, बस हो गया, हरी बोल, आगे बढ़ते हैं, ऐसा नहीं, वो गया था, रूम में गया था, ऐसा हुआ था, ये हुआ था, वो सोचता कि प्रभु जी आप मेरे को पूरा समझ जाओ प्रभु जी और पूरा साफ कर दो मुझे. वो बिल्कुल इनोसेंट है वो, लेकिन अपना पूरा कचरा हो जाता है So we should be very clear on our dealings like that. So especially dealing with lust problems is a very dangerous one. Other things don't have any such a repercussion, but lust has its own toll.
I have already a policy that when person has really done intercourse, then they do not allow him to join Brahmacharya ashram. That part is clear. What about if a person has done, seen a lot of pornography, has done that multiple times, masturbation? That is also one of the criteria on the basis of which we ask devotees not to join.
We see the current in that case. What is he right now? If he says, now I am not facing it, then we can sail through. Devotional service strength has taken it ahead. Now he is living pure, so then we don't have any. We see the last 1 year track record. So that's, yeah.
And the reason for rejection of those who have done sexual intercourse is because they will have that much strong sanskara in their chitta, that's why.
Yeah. That is very strong sanskara. I have personally seen many boys when they go to the age of 35, 40, 30s में भी आके then they start feeling a lot of moroseness inside. There are a lot of struggles. So, means, see, Bhakti has the Shakti to make everything cleared off. That's right. But it should not lead to a dharmic situation. So many people today, they are not able to cling on to the Guru also so strongly. They have their own tendencies and then they go with that. And these days, Matajis are also a little more free. So in this kind of a very open situation of culture, we should not jeopardize this dharmic situation. So going back to Godhead is guaranteed in Grihastha Ashram also if we practice nicely. So we can give him hope in being full-time Grihastha, marrying a simple lady, Or, of course, we can't force someone to marry also. Because sometimes after marriage, divorce happens, then he will blame you. That is another problem. Today, all types of problems exist, Brahmachari ashram also sometimes is not practical for him. Grihastha ashram is also not practical for him. Gaurnitai ashram is also not practical for him. So God knows what he should do, but we should tell him that at least not this ashram. Because if he comes here, then it becomes troublesome for him to keep up. If he's in a positive mode here, and then just having a fight with the lust on the mental platform, that's okay. I'm not talking about sexual intercourse, but in general. But like Radhishambhu ko mails aate, do tarike aa gaye. Prabhuji, I want to do this for Prabhupada, that for Prabhupada, but Prabhuji, I'm facing this problem, please tell me. So he's positively oriented about what he wants to do, and then some problem he's facing. That is a positive person. Another person says, Prabhuji, I want to dedicate my life. And then he writes a 2-page long mail writing all the garbage of the world, Then you say, Arey Baba, do you have any positive sense of existence, or you're just, filled with garbage? See, the mind should be positive in bhakti. You should be planning to chant more round. You should be, doing something positive. Then it's good. Otherwise, taking into ashram and all, the person can become very. Sometimes they become pagal actually. First they hear some Gaurang Sabha type of talk, then they think Grihastha ashram to fallen life hai. They think like that because Gaurang Sabha fellows also talk wrongly sometimes, preachers. And then they come into the ashram and they are not able to fit here. Na idhar ka, na udhar ka, bichara ka जीवन खराब हो जाता है. So,
if a person has attraction for male as well as attraction for female, boy and girl, then as per my understanding, he is not a fit candidate for the Brahmachari ashram. In every case, he will.
Actually, attraction is there, suppose, but he is not yielding to that attraction.
He is not
yielding, he is not succumbing to it. He is not touching anyone. He is simply disturbed in the mind. That is, at least we allow it in the Pune ashram. But if someone is acting on it, then that day he should out. He is out. No one can act on lust. Brahmachari has lust for woman also, but he does not act on it. So how pronounced is his attraction for the male also matters, If he is all the time feeling agitated, iske saath bhi, uske saath bhi, to बेचारे को पागल ही हो जाएगा, It's like living in a woman's ashram only, So if he is not facing that way, he just sometime one devotee he feels very disturbed by. Then he can live in a way that he does not have to so much interact with him. He does not have to share the same bathrooms with him. He can think of different ways of seva and all that. So it depends on the situation and how disturbed he is also, by that person also. So we don't do anything with the person if he is not physically acting wrongly. And over the period of years, he can overcome also the problem. So like that.
And even a grosser question, there are people who just have attraction for the male body.
Yeah.
So even such people are allowed to be part of Brahmachari ashram if they have not acted physically wrong.
I have not met any case like that. Honestly, I have not met who is only attracted to male.
That is not as pure a case.
Yeah. So I don't know what they face exactly, but if they face so much that only male attraction, then maybe they will be very agitated also all the time, Because all are males. Like usually female male में किसी को थोड़ा feminist लगता है ना वो व्यक्ति, तो उससे थोड़ा attraction आ जाता है, तो थोड़ा आता है. ऐसा नहीं कि सारों के साथ आ रहा है उन्होंने बेचारे को, है ना. तो एक को दुखे को तो इधर उधर देख लेगा ना, सभी के साथ आ रहा है तो कहीं देखेगा. भाई पागल हो जाएगा, आंखें बंद करके थोड़ी चलेगा वो बेचारा. तो आई थिंक मे बी आई हैव नॉट मेट दिस काइंड ऑफ केस टिल नाउ. निर्जल एकादशी से पहले कुछ और पॉजिटिव बात कर लेते हैं लास्ट. So our mind should be kept pure to share Krishna Katha. All these junks are, lot of junk is coming into the world today, and actually we need to build our spiritual strength a lot to face the future Kali Yuga of India actually, because boys and girls have become very free now. Maybe Ujjain is still safer. I saw that it's still better. I don't know. He told me Indore is not so. Now in Pune already living relationships have started. I went to Varanasi. In Varanasi living relationships started.
Varanasi?
Yeah.
It's a holy place.
Holy place क्या है bro? Boys and girls are not coming from that holy place. So degradation is very strong now. Drinking, smoking and womanizing has become very normal. And they don't mind only, the women also don't mind. It is called consensual sex and all. So we have to be very careful that we develop Bhakti Shakti and don't get messed up with all these talks also actually. Our own life should be like in YouTube and all also, a lot of stuff we can read and hear. But all that thing is very junk actually. It is Kali Yuga junk. So we have to be careful that what junk we are taking actually. Why we are taking that junk at all. Because YouTube, what does YouTube give usually? Ego mein se Among Lila Prabhu and some of the devotees. Jai Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki Jai. So we may sometimes be seeing utility of YouTube. So we can hear a lecture of great souls and all that. But I feel we should not get lost in the superficialities of these motivational talks, even which are somewhat devotional. Because there are many like that for the purpose of preaching outside. Hey, मैं तो already पहना है, महाराज का ही है, आपको पहना देते हैं.
धीरगढ़ ने बोला
नहीं आपको पहना देते हैं. अरे मुझे पहनाने दो ना हरिवल.
आप तो पहन लीजिए.
नहीं दादा देते हरिवल. Jai. Jai. Hari Bol. So, we'll just end.
A lot of things from Aradakshpur.
This also, I saw Aradakshpur's video where he was playing this, game with Maharaja. Param Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. You know that, no? His birthday was there and Maharaj was trying. तो वो वीडियो दिखाया था मुझे कृष्ण की शुभ होने तो. So I'm just I'm following in the footsteps of and later Maharaj gave back the garland. Now I can take the garland also. I'm saying after Maharaj gave the lecture, he gave back the garland. So now I can take your Maharaj. Yes, Prabhu.
I remember the question. I just wanted to confirm an understanding regarding we got out from the topic. So I just wanted to confirm that sometimes what happens is that what I feel personally, that when we are visiting voices and there are inmates who are subordinates, so like as you said, the principle that the devotee should be a seeker. Said we should be eager for everything. But I feel is we should be eager and visibly also we should be visible also to them that we are seekers and we are very much busy in our services and we are kind of properly engaged. Otherwise, like if you are always in these rooms and all, so they don't even know that what you are doing. If you are visibly very much engaged and engaged in front of them, so that gives them a lot of inspiration. So that understanding
Correct. Actually, every time prasadam serving happens, if you are in the voice, you serve prasadam to the boys. You can read some book and ask some questions around it, or share some wonderful, instance which happened in your life, and then discuss. So like that, we should be Actually, the preacher is simply a Brahmana preacher, gives the lecture and then closes the door, dhad, and your world, I am my world, now I am with bhajan, He cannot be a preacher, he is more like a teacher only, A preacher should feel like getting into the lives of the boys, and helping the boys digest the subject by service also. Service to them. Like Srila Prabhupada was cooking for the people, washing their vessels also. Srila Prabhupada was doing so many things for the devotees. When Mukunda Goswami Maharaj, when in his being mic, when he was as a mic, he was in jail for some wrong judgment upon him as a drug peddler. So no one called him, but only Swamiji called him. So he said, no one actually cares for me in this world. All the friends are foolish, bogus. Only Maharaj, only Prabhupada is actually my real well-wisher. So devotees are having a lot of dynamic concern for boys, and today morning I was seeing, when I was going up, one devotee was calling and asking, so aaj aapka exam hai na? So actually like this, he has to worry about boys all the time, and he has to see that they are happy. So that way boys will feel very touched by the sacrifices of the preacher. So that's very important, yeah. Just one point. Don't take menial service from the boys. We should do menial service in the temple and there also. But we should not take menial service for oneself. Mera mosquito net laga dena. They may give us when we are sitting on the vyasa, they may glass of water. That is not personal service, massage, or what else? Kapde dhona, mere kapde do, plate washing, maha dena, I don't know if someone is doing it or not. Maha wala point to nahi dekha maine kahin, lekin baaki cheezein maine dekhi hain actually, People start taking those services. They think the boys will be advancing by that, Also taking undue license of celebrating big birthdays, getting big gifts. Vyas puja bana liya apna, So preacher should never think himself as the guru or something. He should be simple. आज 2 दिन पहले आया था भैया, तुम्हारा बड़ा भाई हूँ, ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं. I'm not like something from the divine sky, He should keep his cool head, warm heart. जमीन पे रहना चाहिए, So ये राधा श्याम प्रभु के लिए एक दिन व्यास पूजा मनाने के लिए, व्यास पूजा नहीं मतलब बर्थडे केक काटने के लिए कांग्रेगेशन में अथर्वा प्रोग्राम था, वहाँ पे बुला लिया, बहुत साल पहले की बात है. तो राधा श्याम बोले दिस कैन नॉट बी डन एक्चुअली. सब लोग बिल्कुल तैयार थे, केक कैंडल सब कुछ. राधा श्याम बोले I will not do it. Then सब लोग मरोद हो गए. फिर बोले राधा श्याम, अच्छा is there any boy who has a birthday today? I also have birthday today. वो बच्चा बहुत खुश हो गया, उसको बोला केक काटे, कुटू सबको खिला दिया. So don't make any hero out of us actually. We should be very careful. Boys should not see us as saviors or that type. मतलब you get the point. तारका भक्ता type thing. आपके चरणों की धूल, they're taking dust and all that, Sometimes people, actually boys are very sentimental. वो चिपक जाते हैं हमसे. We should be very clear. This is not सकल समाना कुरुते शकति देवना तो यथा यथा. So even what सम्मान we should take from them should be according to our adhikar. They sometimes call pure devotee and all that. So, जितना अधिकार है उतना ही सुनना चाहिए, बाकी काट देना चाहिए, वरना वो लोग ऐसे ही बाद में वो लोग अपने लिए भी यूज़ करेंगे एंड सी वी डू मीनियल टेक मीनियल सर्विस, तुम्हारे दिल से हम भी ब्रह्मचारी ज्वाइन करेंगे, फिर हम भी मीनियल सर्विस लेंगे, वो परंपरा ही चालू हो जाएगा So we should never take menial service from the boys. If you are sick, it is another thing, and then accordingly only that much menial service that we take in the temple also. So like that. Okay, Prabhus. So, question, yes.
Actually, what I understood from your lectures till now, that actually dealing with students, dealing with devotees, we should be highly compassionate and very humble in our mood. So actually मतलब मैं प्रॉब्लम फेस करता हूँ, जैसे अभी फाउंडेशन हमने चालू किया तो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो एक्चुअली वीक्स में भी मिलना चाहते हैं, और हम मतलब कुछ कुछ टाइम भी देते हैं कि इस टाइम पे हम मिल सकते हैं, बट कभी कभी उनको टाइम नहीं होता उस टाइम पे, और मेरा और भी इंगेजमेंट है टेम्पल में, तो मैं भी उनको इस प्रकार से टाइम नहीं दे पाता। सो क्या होता है कभी कभी उनको थोड़ा लगता है, उनको भी लगता है कि थोड़ी टाइम नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, और मेरे को भी बुरा लगता है, बट व्हाट कैन आई डू इन दैट सिचुएशन। सो किस प्रकार से डील करना चाहिए? देयर इज नो सो मेनी टीचर्स आल्सो दैट आई कैन टेल देम गो टू हिम, दे आल्सो हैव सो मेनी सेवास।
You are alone in your Pandasena?
No, Sir Krishna is also there.
So some kind of discussion you can have, how you can share time. No? This is a challenge we all have. Sometimes some senior boys can give time. You have some senior boys in that? No. You have just started it. So maybe first give time to the quality boys. We have categories, no? Okay, those who are very nicely responsive, self-motivated, A+ category, A category. So at least see that you take the best lot of the people to give time at least umko. And you can also see when you get time, and if you can fix up your appointments with them, you know? Like if they come anytime and you are busy, then you are in a deadlock now, what to do? But if you have preset the time that you come this time, I will talk to you, then you may be more organized in your life, you know? So give time to at least the most quality boys, and then as the pyramid goes down, plus you also see that you see a proper time when you can give time, and then call specific boys for that time. Okay? Okay, Prabhus. So we close here. I do not know whether this was really beneficial in your needs, but based on the topic I shared something. Do you want to do it this way, or the other way is that question answer, So today I shared on example challenges, some challenges in our example. Another day after tomorrow, I think, we'll have on common mistakes in guidance. That will do. Dilbarpu, you have some comment? Something? Yeah, you are...
They want someone to encourage to speak and ask questions.
Correct. You can share some wisdom also. No? Please share. See, our Vijayendra Kishabu was so reciprocative. You can also share. You all feel 1-2 lines at least we should hear from Prabhu. Please, Prabhu, something you share. On example setting, what do you feel we all should do? Please share something. Huh?
What is to go perfect? I'm not even said that.
Hey, too humble, Something.
That's one question.
No. You can ask me personally, but no. Share something. See, you have been seeing so much now, the youth world. What you see as a challenge in setting example?
These things devotees have heard many times. Of course, your credit is there. But what I reflect was devotees.
Yeah, please take.
The questions are also common. And the answers which they heard, they heard it many times in the past, what I feel is. And moreover, like little bit, I don't know what do you call that, is it introspection, or these concepts are there, but we need to apply it into our lives. We need to be vigilant that yes, I am committing this kind of mistake, or here I need to apply this principle or this concept. So that kind of force or self-motivation has to be there, because we know there is a lot of knowledge we already acquired, but how to apply it at the particular point. Like the last part of the conversation which you mentioned, that we should not take personal services. So yes, devotees are taking personal services, and when they give the lectures, they say that we should not take personal services. But at the end of the day, they can't relate, or they can't realize that yes, actually I am also taking personal services which I should not take. So how to correct in that way? One thing is introspection, constantly looking our actions and watching our thoughts. Am I going right way or wrong? and in that condition helping ourselves and taking help of others. So if you can elaborate on that point. It's a comment also plus question also.
Prabhu is very smart. Very important. Actually, that is the challenge in Brahmacharya life. Sometimes we become very official, I said. That's why I began with that point only, of being official preachers. Because official preacher will not change hearts actually. Those who are really practicing very sincerely, they will only be able to deeply impact the hearts. So, more we are doing homework on our own lives, even if we are not woken up to some mistake in the other side, but if we are doing homework, we'll rise in our consciousness, then we'll detect that mistake. Because sometimes we are so covered over that we are not able to detect the mistake. But as we work sincerely in our bhakti, Krishna will see that he will give the pinch. If we are not getting a pinch from Krishna, that means we are very covered over. Prabhupada writes in the first canto, I think in Parikshit Maharaj section, repentance comes in the heart of a good soul as soon as he commits the mistake. So if the repentance does not come, means, Paramatma feedback is off. Because Paramatma gives the feedback, it comes with guilt that I did a mistake, then I want to rectify. So Paramatma's signal, if it is off, that means our sattva is down, our sincerity of purpose may have got lost. And again, as Prabhu said, very important thing, jnana is there. This jnana also may be there, But it is all about how much we have worked on ourselves. Really worked. Nothing comes without that hard work. So, one thing which I get help from Prabhu, to be with some great souls who always pull us up, somewhere. Their life is with bliss. So, in Pune, many great souls keep coming. So then you're forced to see your, superficiality of bhakti in front of their genuine devotion. Because genuine devotion just stands out. So in that light, you can see that I'm more or less like a young boy who's trying to just talk it's doing some chores externally. So when will I get such sweetness, such bhakti? So that gives a inner strength of aspiration, that I think I should work. The genuine sense of desire to do one thing something in our life is very crucial to really take up. Like Radheshambhu, one lecture he was taking on chanting. He said, we know we should chant nicely. We know how to chant nicely. But there is one thing we need to chant nicely, and there is a desire to chant nicely. The desire to chant, the desire is not so easy to. That is the soul of the whole project. So, because the desire is not easy to get, so desire we should see the great souls have actually. So, tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam. That somewhere our devotional service gets shaken, we understand I am nowhere. So such devotees, Sangha, Akinchana Bhaktas, they call out to Krishna with sincerity. So in their presence we feel the need for pushing ourselves a little more. So that's my way of seeking help in my life. To at least not stay in the bliss of ignorance, But yeah, it's not easy. We have to speak to others. It's not like you stop speaking because we don't have we are not practicing. But our practice should be at least the struggle. It should not be zero struggle, or zero practice. Like you're saying, chant attentively. We're not even attempting to chant attentively. We're not coming for morning program and we are telling others to come. That is like hypocritical then. But if we are struggling properly, in the chanting, we are struggling to hear attentively and then we tell others, then that struggle is also counted as sincerity towards telling others. That qualification at least should be there. Otherwise, we will become just like people will not feel trust also, and we will also feel at the end of the day vacuum only. We will not feel any spiritual strength coming from the seva of preaching. So, introspection is very important here. Introspection comes in sattva, and also by in sattva also having like when we have served with service attitude, then Paramatma gives help. So we can read sections where it is discussed about how, like Malaya Dhaj section where whether be there Paramatma comes, later on after Malaya Dhaj leaves. So there Paramatma says that we two have been friends. राजा शंपू ने गौरंग सभा क्लासेस उधर से चालू करी थी, अभी जब मंथली क्लासेस चालू करी हैं ना. So we can see how Paramatma starts acting in our life. So we can also take some of our superiors and peers very seriously. So their feedback we can ask them. Like, okay, अंदर से नहीं आ रहा है, सबके बोलते समय guilty feeling नहीं आता, लेकिन if someone is watching and they say, Prabhu, you should change this at least in your life. Like Raja Shambhu told me one day, sleep at 9 o'clock, dad, sleep at. तो ऐसा कोई बोलने वाला कोई एक तो हो, दो तो हो, जो वो बोले उसको करने के लिए इच्छा हो, तो कोई तो होने चाहिए ऐसे. So that way also we can work. ठीक है bro? Yes bro.
Sometimes we feel that he gives some direction, and some, as you mentioned, Radheshyam Prabhu, he strictly gives some correction. But there is a fear, he won't accept it or he won't mind it, he will take it negatively. Then in that situation, what to do?
We need correction or we have to give some correction?
Giving correction. We need many correction, that's true. But somewhere.
No, I'm trying to understand this point.
Yes, giving corrections.
So that is a whole science only actually. We are all trying to learn that science. See, there are three types of authority in our life. We have a official authority or managerial authority, we can say. We have a spiritual authority and we have a moral authority. So official authority is I'm managerially above him, so I should correct him. And then spiritual authority is when we are practicing what principle we are going to tell. Like say someone is properly reading Prabhupada books and he says you are not reading. So he has got the spiritual authority to tell the point. But the moral authority is that person feels us as a well-wisher and he has hired us to help him out. So many times the first two are existing, but the third one does not exist. So unless the third one exists, the first two also does not always help. Sometimes if we are appointed to do something because something major is going to happen in his life, we may still have to act. But unless something major is involved, we don't need to correct unless the moral authority has come. Rather, we have to invest to see that the moral authority does come. If the moral authority has not come from his side, he does not feel the well-wisher. He does not trust us as a sincere senior of ours, or he does not trust our maturity, our purity, then it will not work effectively. Then we may see through whom, if the message goes, it will work. So maybe some other devotee who is appropriately situated to help him because he has hired him as a moral authority, then it can work. So corrections should lead to encouragement and elevation, change, not discouragement and distancing. So the effect should be right. So phalena parichayate type. So we should see that what will work. Will this work or will that work? And there are ways to do it also in ways where you can make it sweet. For example, I had gone to Bangladesh. So there is this Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu. So what he did, he's a leader, very powerful leader. So he had called a program where all Bangladesh leaders from different temples had come for the youth preachers training course. So devotees were coming late for the class. So what he had done, he had kept small laddus, at the door only he was there. And anyone who would come late, आपके लिए लेट आने के लिए एक लड्डू, हरी बोल, तो लेट आने वालों को लड्डू मिला था, और जो टाइम पे आए उनको लड्डू नहीं मिला. तो लेट आने वाले को लड्डू मिला तो उसको भी समझ आएगा प्रभु जी, और हंसते हंसते बोले लेट आए है ना। तो लेट आने पे लड्डू मिलता है ना, तो लड्डू खाते हुए भी होते हैं थैंक यू प्रभु जी, लेकिन लड्डू खा रहा है किसका लेट आने का, तो उसको समझ भी आता है अरे बेशरम लड्डू खा रहा है लेट आया है। वो अभी हमारे अरुणाक्ष को भी बता रहे थे, मैंने पूछा प्रभु जी आपने इतना ट्रेनिंग लिया महाराज से, तो आपको सब पता होगा कि ऐसे करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए, फिर आपको दिखता होगा कोई गलती कर रहा है तो कैसे उसको करेक्ट करते हैं, आप तो इतना प्रेम से बिल्कुल खिलाते पिलाते, लेकिन करेक्ट कैसे करते? कहते मेरा कुछ अलग तरीका है, मैं उसको पहले बुलाता हूँ, प्रसाद खिलाता हूँ इतना सारा उसको, फिर उसको बताता हूँ वो प्रसाद के लिए इसलिए बुला रहे हैं सब। मैं बोला कि प्रभु जी मैं भी आज आया हूँ आपके प्रसाद के लिए, मेरा भी बता दीजिए कोटा लास्ट का कौन सा सुधार कार्य बाकी। तो एक्चुअली it is good to keep sweetness while correction also. How we can correct, we can appreciate a devotee and tell if you improve this also, then it will become even better. So corrections can be given in like plus minus plus we tell na. It should be done in a very harmonious manner, not like अभी plus बोलता हूँ फिर minus बोलूँगा फिर plus बोलूँगा। So that way all those things. ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच। श्रील प्रभुपाद जी की जय। हरे कृष्णा। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। परम पूज्य भक्ति चारू स्वामी महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे।